Hello, good morning. Whew. I am coming to you live because I want to talk about the movie Barbie and diet culture and beauty and all of the things. I think this can be a really fun conversation. And if you are watching this in the replay or on my YouTube, thank you for being here. If you're on my YouTube, please subscribe and follow along if you find value in this or share it with a friend. I am Dr. Patty Ann Ford, and I help people replace unhealthy habits of thinking with healthy ones in their thought patterns. But I do believe that the mind and the body are connected, and I do believe that if you want to feel better in your mind, feel better in your body, it is essential to look at both. And so I coach people to get to where they want to go in their mind and their body connection. So thank you so much for being here. It is Friday, and Barbie just came out last night. And in my town, if you were out and about, you saw a lot of people wearing pink and going to see the movie. And, you know, I think it can be a really innocent in nature. I think it can be really fun. I remember my 5th or 6th birthday, my mom might correct me, all I got was Barbies. I loved Barbie culture. I loved playing with the dolls and playing house. I remember really wanting the Barbie convertible. And there's definitely some conversations on how Barbie is like the worst part of culture and it kills little girls' dreams. And, you know, and then you have people who are just idolizing Barbie. So I think you're always going to have different opinions on the spectrum. I wanted to just offer a new perspective that it's not really Barbie that is the problem with diet culture. I think Barbie just presents imagination. It presents kind of this idea of fashion and, you know, relationships. And I actually haven't seen the movie, so I can't speak to it. Am I going to see the movie? I think if it happens to be by chance or if it's convenient, I am in a house of all boys, so it's definitely not in my subculture a priority. But if I see it with some girlfriends, have at it. I'm not against it though. I'm not against it because I don't think that Barbie is necessarily contributing to a lot of idealistic or behaviors. I think it can. I think what's happening more in the subculture, what's happening more in someone's mind, what's happening in someone's body is going to be more substantial than a movie. We have movies and images now more than ever that are culturally based in these just unrealistic standards. Is Barbie one of them? Yeah, it's a doll. It was a doll that was made that's not realistic. And if you're 4 or 5 years old playing with these dolls, you make up your own stories based upon what's in your life, based upon what you see. It is not going to be Barbie's necessarily story. It's what you've been modeled. And so if the maternal or paternal influence in your life is modeling diet talk, which diet talk is, I've got to lose weight, I've got to eat a certain way. Diet culture is typically signified by restricting food intake, by changing your body to fit a certain ideal. Can Barbie contribute to that? Absolutely. But is it the cause? I don't think it's necessarily the cause. I think it's how your own culture is going to interpret the information. I think you can go to a movie and you can have conversations on that's not real. We are real. How does Barbie feel in her body? How do you feel in your body? And we can have conversations. But if you're watching Barbie thinking, oh, that is beautiful, that's what I want to look like, and you change your entire habits or structure to look like something that is unrealistic, that is going to be the factor that makes the Barbie the bad guy. And 4 or 5-year-olds, they don't learn that. They are modeling that. And so before the age of 5, you have a very intuitive hunger fullness pattern. Kids know when they're hungry, they stop when they're full, and then they start to model what is shown to them. So if you have someone modeling for them, oh, suck in your stomach, don't look fat, Eat this and you get fat thighs, just these types of conversations. And again, I haven't seen the movie. I don't know if that's the language in the movie, but those types of conversations are going to influence a child or a 4 or 5-year-old more than a movie. I think the media interpreting the movie can be a problem. I think the subcultures that you live in or the microcultures interpreting the movie can be a problem. But I don't think movies are made up stories all of the time. That would be like saying Hunger Games, which is one of my favorite series, is going to cause me to be a certain way. Or, it's just taking one factor, one thing in your life, like a movie, and saying that it's going to cause something. I don't think Barbie is the bad guy. I think the thing that can be the most impactful is, one, the conversations you're having with yourself, and typically it's subconscious. Most of your thoughts are subconscious. You don't know that they're there until you do. And then who you're surrounding yourself with. Who taught you how to eat? A great question is, what's your first memory with food? What's your first memory of being inside your body? And if there's a lot of trauma there, if there's a lot of abuse there, that's going to be really confusing because there's a broken trust. You don't know how to trust your body because that trust has been broken from either the abuse or neglect. And so relearning your intuition, relearning how to navigate that takes some time. And Barbie's not necessarily going to influence that. It's how you do the work. So go see the movie. Go dress in pink if you want to, or don't, but go enjoy this movie that they've done a fabulous job marketing. It's very hard to avoid. It's everywhere if you're on social media or if you're anywhere watching the news. They've done a fabulous job of exposing the release of this movie. But I don't think it's a bad guy. I think it's how you're going to have the conversations, how you're going to interpret the movie, how you're going to interact with your body, with food. And if Barbie does influence that, then don't watch it. If it's creating a conversation in your head where you feel uncomfortable in your body because of what you're watching on your screen, then it's not for you. But that's because of how you're interpreting it. And so if it becomes a negative conversation, then catch it another time. Okay. I hope this was a good conversation piece. It came up this morning with the client. See it as something innocent in nature. I do remember it was either 5 or 6. I'll have to ask my mom. I loved it. I loved playing make-believe. I just remember having them on the house. I remember them driving in a car. And I just remember thinking, oh, this will be so fun when I have a Ken and can drive in a car. But that's what I saw. I saw my parents as Barbie and Ken, kind of navigating their car or whatever, and thinking a convertible was so cool because it's all the imagination. I didn't have conversations about my body because I was looking at a doll. And that was my interpretation. Do I think it has the potential to impact little girls? Sure. But it's because of the subculture that they're in, which it is very hard to get away from diet culture. And so I am here as one person on this tiny little planet to try to have conversations on how women are allowed to feel beautiful in their current body as is. And I hope I can make little ripples in the way to make them feel beautiful. All right. Have a wonderful Friday. Go see the movie or not. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye.